Wrestler? Oh, that would explain the tights.
The story that redefined Spider-Man. A tale where the hero isn't just battling villains but facing his own darkness. In the shadows of the night, Kraven the Hunter, one of Spider-Man's most dangerous foes, sets his sights on the ultimate prey, Spider-Man himself. But this hunt isn't like any other. Trapped, tortured, and left for dead, Spider-Man's will is pushed to its breaking point. Meanwhile, Kraven the Hunter takes on Spider-Man's identity in an eerie twist, determined to prove himself superior to the Web-Slinger in every way. This isn't just about strength, it's about survival, redemption, and the depths of the human spirit. A psychological battle that forever alters the lives of both hero and villain. What happens when the greatest hunter goes too far? What happens when Spider-Man loses everything and still must rise? Kraven's Last Hunt, a 6-part Spider-Man story arc by DeMatteis and Mike Zeck, stands as one of the most profound and psychologically intense narratives in Spider-Man's history. A legendary Spider-Man saga that turns everything you thought you knew about the webbed hero on its head. Are you ready for the hunt? Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Today we're breaking down the entire story, taking you step by step through this unforgettable tale.
My final hunt.
Kraven's obsession and Peter's struggle. The story begins with Sergei Kravenov, better known as Kraven the Hunter, contemplating his life and legacy. Kraven, a longtime nemesis of Spider-Man, reflects on his family's history and his own journey as a hunter. Born into Russian aristocracy, Kraven's family fled to escape the Bolshevik Revolution, leaving him with a fractured sense of identity. He found purpose in the jungles, becoming a master hunter and seeking honor through the pursuit of dangerous prey. Yet, despite his achievements, Kraven feels hollow. He believes he has never faced a truly worthy adversary until Spider-Man. Kraven's obsession with Spider-Man stems from more than just their battles. To Kraven, Spider-Man embodies an ideal he can never achieve. He sees the wall crawler as a representation of the modern world's chaos and unpredictability, qualities that clash with Kraven's rigid code of honor. Driven by a need to prove himself superior, Kraven devises a final plan to defeat Spider-Man once and for all. Meanwhile, Peter Parker, the man behind Spider-Man, is grappling with his own challenges. Recently married to Mary Jane Watson, Peter is adjusting to the complexities of married life while balancing his responsibilities as Spider-Man. As Kraven watches him from the shadows, Peter's sense of normalcy is about to be shattered.
I see a man. I sense a beast.
The hunt begins. Kraven begins his plan by preparing a potion derived from jungle herbs, heightening his senses and fortifying his body. This ritualistic preparation mirrors his psychological descent as he embraces a primal, almost mythic sense of purpose. On a stormy night, Kraven confronts Spider-Man. Armed with a rifle, Kraven shoots Spider-Man, seemingly killing him. With grim satisfaction, Kraven buries Spider-Man in a grave marked with a simple headstone. Here lies Spider-Man, killed by Kraven the Hunter. But Kraven's victory is not yet complete. Merely defeating Spider-Man is not enough. He must become him. Donning a replica of Spider-Man's costume, Kraven assumes the mantle of the wall crawler, seeking to prove his superiority by performing Spider-Man's role, but on his own terms. Unlike the real Spider-Man, who balances power with responsibility, Kraven's approach is brutal and uncompromising. He attacks criminals with excessive force, striking fear into the hearts of those he confronts. As Kraven's rampage unfolds, the city begins to notice Spider-Man's uncharacteristic behavior. Police officers and civilians alike are puzzled and alarmed by his sudden turn to violence. Among those concerned is Mary Jane, who senses something is wrong. Though Kraven saved her from attackers while posing as Spider-Man, his demeanor left her unsettled. She fears for Peter's safety and struggles with the uncertainty of his fate. While Kraven carries out his twisted impersonation, another threat lurks in the city. Vermin, a monstrous, rat-like creature. Once a man named Edward Whelan, Vermin was transformed into a beastly predator through experiments by Baron Zemo and Arnim Zola. Vermin's hunger drives him to commit horrifying acts, including murder and cannibalism. He emerges from the sewers, preying on innocent victims and terrorizing the city. Vermin's presence adds a layer of urgency to the narrative, as he represents a darkness that neither Spider-Man nor Kraven can ignore.
I'm just here to save my friend.
Buried alive. Back at the grave, something stirs. Spider-Man, buried alive by Kraven, begins to awaken. In a surreal and harrowing sequence, Peter Parker's mind wrestles with the trauma of his burial. Trapped in a white void, he feels a strange sense of comfort, as though he could surrender to the oblivion and escape his pain. But memories of his loved ones, especially Mary Jane, pull him back. Confronting his fears and doubts, Peter embraces his humanity and his identity as Spider-Man. He claws his way out of the grave, reborn and determined to set things right. Spider-Man's return. Spider-Man's first destination is Kraven's mansion. There, he discovers evidence of Kraven's activities, including newspaper clippings documenting his violent spree and the headlines about Vermin's attacks. Realizing that Kraven has not only stolen his identity, but also let Vermin run rampant, Spider-Man's resolve hardens. He tracks Kraven to his lair, where their confrontation reaches its emotional and philosophical peak. Kraven, who has been waiting for Spider-Man's arrival, greets him with an unsettling calm. He freely admits to shooting and burying Spider-Man, but insists that it was necessary to prove his superiority. Stripping off his Spider-Man costume, Kraven declares that he has become Spider-Man by defeating him and assumes his traditional hunter's garb. Spider-Man, enraged by Kraven's actions, demands that he face justice, but Kraven's demeanor remains unshaken.
That he took a new name for himself. Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven's resolution and Spider-Man's triumph. As their conversation unfolds, Kraven reveals the final part of his plan. He releases Vermin, whom he had captured and imprisoned. Kraven challenges Spider-Man to fight Vermin, asserting that the creature represents the ultimate test of strength and will. Spider-Man, unwilling to play Kraven's game, tries to reason with Vermin, but the creature's fear and rage drive it to attack. The battle is brutal, with Vermin inflicting serious injuries on Spider-Man. Despite his pain, Spider-Man refuses to kill Vermin or give in to his own darker instincts. Kraven intervenes, stopping the fight and allowing Vermin to escape. He tells Spider-Man that he has proven his point. Spider-Man's moral code makes him predictable and weak, while Kraven's primal instincts have made him stronger. Yet, Kraven's actions reveal a deeper truth. His obsession with defeating Spider-Man was not born of hatred, but of envy and admiration. Having completed his final hunt, Kraven declares that his life's purpose is fulfilled. He assures Spider-Man that he will hunt no more. Spider-Man, torn between his desire to bring Kraven to justice and his need to stop Vermin, ultimately chooses the latter. He warns Kraven that he will return and sets out to capture Vermin before the creature can harm anyone else. As Spider-Man swings into the dawn, Kraven retreats to his mansion. Reflecting on his life, he finds a sense of peace and resolution. Taking his rifle, Kraven ends his life, falling into the grave he had prepared for Spider-Man. The story concludes with two parallel scenes. Spider-Man confronts Vermin in the sewers, overcoming his own fears and using his wits to subdue the creature. He turns Vermin over to the authorities, vowing to find a way to help him. Meanwhile, Kraven's servants bury their master, honoring his final wishes. As the sun rises over the city, Peter Parker returns home to Mary Jane, their embrace symbolizing hope and renewal in the aftermath of darkness.
The crimson of the Prussian Knights.
Quoting Solzhenitsyn doesn't make you human.
Our nerdy thoughts. Kraven's Last Hunt is more than a Spider-Man story. It is a meditation on identity, legacy, and the human condition. Kraven's tragic end underscores the futility of his quest for meaning through violence, while Spider-Man's resilience highlights the strength found in compassion and perseverance. It's a tale that lingers long after the final page, reminding us why Spider-Man remains one of the most enduring and relatable heroes in comics. So this was for today's folks. See you in our next friendly neighborhood story. Till then, bye-bye and take care.
Yeah, okay, bye-bye. What a beautiful, happy ending. I feel like I'm trapped in a Danielle Steele.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.